Why am I bothering? Just nobody listens to what I bloody say. Anyway, good evening everyone, it's JB. On I'm going to be frank and honest with you now. What's happening at Burnley? We've lost today again in a big 6-pointer, 1-0 against Newcastle. 1 win all season, 1 win in 14. It isn't good enough. There are certain things I want to talk about. Firstly, the game. I didn't think Newcastle's goal should have stood. I thought Pope was fouled. Anyway, I thought he was fouled by Share. Anyway, the ball breaks to Callum Wilson. He puts the ball in the back of the net. We've hit, apart from hitting the post and Cornet going off, and then he got injured, which sort of unravelled everything for us today in terms of the game. Nothing went our way, and we've lost 1-0. We've lost to what I think is a legal goal, but I'm not going to go on about that because it's not worth my breath. It's not worth this because 80% of people won't agree with me, but that's my opinion, and I'm not changing that opinion. I didn't think the goal should have stood. I think, because the way I see it is, if that had been given it down, if we'd have scored a similar goal down at the Newcastle end, their goalkeeper would have got a free kick, and VAR would have used every trick and every excuse in the book to disallow the goal. That's what annoys me about the whole situation. But I'm not going to get on my high horse about that one, because that is only a slight issue in what I want to talk about, because there are much bigger problems than what we had to endure today, really. The bigger picture. Now, I said 6 or 7 weeks ago after the Everton debacle that Dyche was a possible dead man walking. He probably is now. He's had 14 games, he's had 1 win. Admittedly, 8 or 9 of them have been draws, and we played okay in 1 or 2 of them, but it's results, it's a results business. Listen, he's had 8 years, but is he a dead man walking, or has he been fucked over by the previous board? Now, I tend to agree with the latter, actually, and I want to have another pop at Mike Garlick, and I want to use this it's not an excuse to have a go at Mike Garlick for old time's sake, or to use him for why we're doing badly, because I can't blame the chairman we've got now. Alan Peggy's been fantastic. He's given Sean Dyche plenty of money, right? He's giving him 30 odd million quid, right, which is more than we've had in there. It's not this window this year that's been the problem for us. It's been the 6-7 windows before that under Mike Garlick, towards the end of his tenure. That's been the problem. We spent the grand total of about 14 million in these 6 or 7 windows. I mean, like the summer before last, we spent £1 million, and then we get rid of all our decent players. All our decent players go on frees, and we've got a threadbare squad. We're getting 2 goalkeepers on the bench, and whose fault's that then? Mr. Garlick. It's a fucking disgrace. And I'm going to be frank, and I'm going to be fucking honest, because I don't care if I swear tonight. I'm recording this way beyond the watershed. I'm recording this way beyond midnight. I couldn't give a fucking toss, right? I'm speaking as a Burnley fan, not a TCO commentator, not a Trevor Sports commentator, not a Virtual Sport Network commentator. I'm speaking as me, the man, the Burnley fan, right? And where I think it's gone wrong, it's Mike Garlick's under-investment that's done it for us. This is why we're in the gutter, or what we call the bottom fucking 3. It's a disgrace. And I believe his amount of under-investment and not caring about the team needing major surgery on the field is to blame for why we're down there. And of course, Sean Dyche as well. And of course Sean Dyche has got to take some of the responsibility as well. He talks about fine margins. He was talking about them today. I have to say, I thought there was nothing in it between the two sides. Goal aside, I thought both teams were absolutely rubbish. I thought Newcastle was just as bad. In that game, up until that controversial moment, had 0-0 written right over it, and it should have been last on Match of the Day, quite frankly, because it was an awful watch. The second half was just too much to bear. But in lies the problem here, right? We have had 14 games this season, and this is where, we were lucky to stay up last year, let's be fair, right? We spent £1 million in the window. How laughable is that? We've won lots of money from prize money. We've been in the Premier League 6 years. We have probably won in prize money alone about £1 billion in prize money, maybe just less than that. So where's all that gone? He's lying in his pocket. Garlick, that is, right? At least Alan Pace is being very transparent with the fans. He's open on Twitter. He's open and honest as the day comes. He tried to get the game on against Tottenham last week. Now that's commitment. That's what a chairman should be doing. Whereas the previous chairman just sat it up, shanted it up, didn't back Dyche, spent half his time in London, and quite frankly just didn't give a toss about the club he professes to support and love. He says he loves the town. He says he loves the football club. But I saw precious little in the last 3 years of his chairmanship that he gave a toss, or he didn't give one jot of care in the world. And I think where Burnley are right now, it's all down to him. It's all down to Mike Garlick. And you guys, anybody in the comments, you want to take me on and challenge me and say it's not his fault. If you want to defend him, that's fine. But I'm not defending him, because I believe he is the man. He is the man to blame for what's gone on here. Don't have any illusions about it. Forget about the result today. You know, that's just a small part of where it's been going wrong. You know, I still believe there's officials this season have been nothing short of abysmal. We've lost 10 points from refereeing decisions or VAR decisions, which is not good enough. I do honestly think that the referee fraternity do have an agenda against us. In terms, I mean, the Norwich game, for example, where we didn't have 3 cast iron penalties. I mean, you know, we won that game. We might not be I might not be here this evening doing this video. We might have been talking about where Brighton are right now. I mean, Brighton fans, what a delusional bunch of idiots they are. Booing their team when they've drawn about 5 or 6 games and they're in 8th place. Oh, I'd love Burnley to be in 8th place right now with that sort of record. I'll tell you that now. You know, I've just had it up to here with the excuses from Dyche, the previous board underspending, undercutting costs because they will not bet the ranch. You know, this team, apart from this summer, when we added Maxwell Cornet, Nathan Roberts, and 1 or 2 others to the team sheet, we hadn't really strengthened the squad properly. There are players, they're probably about 95% of the squad are there from when we first went up, or from 2018. They've been at the club 4 years. Did it not occur to Garlick at that time that we needed to evolve the squad instead of messing about? We qualified for Europe, right? We qualified for Europe as well, which makes it that bit more laughable, because you'd have thought, having finished 7th and qualified for Europe, Garlick would have actually been, all right, okay, Dyche, here's another 25 million or something. Go and get a couple more players, add to the squad, and we'll keep everyone that we got on longer term deals. I thought there was a few mistakes in his tenure. Letting Scott Arfield go was one. Letting Andre Gray go was another one. Jeff Henrik, who was very valuable to us for the last 2 years of his time with us, letting him go as well. And we just didn't replace those players. And that has got to be down to the board. The board at the time, and that's Mike Garlick. At least Aaron Pace has tried to repair the damage that Mike Garlick left him. Mike Garlick, he couldn't give a toss now, because he'll be sat there in his Ponzi panning London with his nice business. He'll think, well, good, I've got 200 million quid. I don't give a monkey's whether Burnley stay up or go down. And this is from a man who professes in interviews to love the town he professes to come from. He loves the football club he professes to support and alleges to care about. He does not give a flying sausage. Let's make it absolutely plain and crystal clear. He and he only is the reason Burnley are in this mess, and it's not good enough. Now, it's been a while since I've done a video like this, but it's Mike Garlick's fault. His years and years and years of underinvestment have absolutely put us in the quagmire, and it's all down to him. All down to him, and I will not have it any other way. It's a disgrace. If we stay up this year, it'll be a bigger miracle than last year, because Newcastle have started winning, Norwich are picking up, Villa are picking up, Leeds have started to pick up. They'll move away. The only team that we have to fear now is Watford. I'll tell you what now, and also Dyche, Today we lost Maxwell Cornet, who has been our best player. You know, his 5 goals, I've painted over the cracks. We've lost and drawn a lot of games that we should have really won. Other players' attitude's not there. I mean, they've shown a bit of a stinking attitude in a few games. I mean, James Tarkowski's shown 1 or 2, has had a stinking attitude in 2 or 3 games. Ben Mee has shown a bad attitude in 2 or 3 games where he's not been good enough. Jack Cork, why are we still persisting with him? Why are we not getting fresh legs in the middle of the field? That's where we should have strengthened a bit more. The centre of midfield. We didn't need another right back. I mean, Connor Roberts is a good right back, but he's not going to. You know, Matt Lawton's had he's had an exceptional start to the season, but you know, we can't keep relying on the same old players. We can't. Jack Corky's past it. Westwood didn't have a good game. You know, we're just not good enough. We don't seem to be good enough. Forget the refereeing decisions and all that this season, right? Yeah, we've lost 9 points from referees and VAR, but you know, how many points could we have gathered if the players have had the right attitude and the manager had the right tactics? Once again, he used substitutions and the wrong kind when it was too late. Matty Vidra looks absolutely. He was just throwing himself about. I'm a big Matty Vidra fan. I like him. I think he's a good player. But he was throwing himself to the ground too much. He had a chance at the end of the first half, which he blazed. There's certain players. Chris Wood, he's the biggest white elephant going at the moment. I'm serious. You know, 3 goals this season. It's not good enough. When are Burnley actually going to... When is Sean Dyche going to wake up and smell the coffee and realise that we're actually in a relegation battle? You can say all the right things like the fine margins and we're not far off this and we're not far off that. The bottom line is we're 3 points from safety and we're in the bottom bloody 3! Get that in your head, Dyche. Come on. You've had 8 great years with us. You are in danger, and I mean in real danger of ruining your legacy at Burnley Football Club if you don't get your big head out of the clouds and into reality and think, right, we're in a relegation scrap here, lads. We need to fight tooth and nail in the next 2 games, starting from West Ham next Sunday, to get us out of this mess. Because quite frankly, if we don't get 6 points from West Ham and Watford at home, then we do not deserve to be in the Premier League. And it'll be a combination of Dyche and the previous chairman that'll put us in the Championship. And you'll see a mass exodus of decent players, including, I'm sad to say, Maxwell Cornet, if we are not careful. So Dyche as a manager and the team as a team need to start pointing their damn finger out, because quite frankly this season it has not been good enough, and we know who's to blame: the previous board and Sean Dyche in certain games this season, because quite honestly it's just not been up to standard. Maybe Dyche's his stock is gone, I don't know, but Dyche at the moment is a dead man walking. I said he might have. I still believe is he the right man for the job? I don't know. The next 2 games will tell, and then after 2 games I'll come back on and I'll say, right, Dyche will stay or Dyche should go, depending on results. But this needs to be a massive wake up call, because it's just not good enough. Anyway, leave a like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. The Women's FA Cup finals on this channel tomorrow via Commentary Hub. Jesus Christ, what a mess we're in at the moment. I'll see you later.